Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
We are a nation in decline.
Experts are preparing for what is known as Disease X, or the next pandemic.
What we are seeing is a revolution against the system.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Rise and Grind with VinceTagliavia. I'm live with you every Monday through Friday, and my schedule is changing. Yesterday, we've not been hitting our 8:30 a.m. because I'm going to have to make some adjustments. So I haven't set it in stone yet. Obviously, today we're a little bit earlier as well, but I'll put an announcement on X on what that might be. I think what I'll do is start the show from now on at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time. But I will confirm and let you know that for sure soon. Of course, this is a show where we talk about the news and events of the day every day. And so that's simply what we'll do. And welcome. Hope you're all doing well. Good morning. The world is turning. A lot is happening day by day. That's for darn sure. Let's start off by talking about finance and business and whatnot, what's going on in that world. Some stocks are rallying this morning. Overall, we've got a little bit of red, slightly in the red here. Gold is at $2,051.50. I noticed Bitcoin was all the way up to $43,319 now, and saw quite the increase on Monday. So that's kind of where we're sitting. We have earnings this week. Tonight we have Microsoft and Google earnings. It's expected to be good. And that's where we stand with just the stock market. And we'll just leave it there. We've got here BRICS. Kim.com posted this. He posted some interesting things. He said that BRICS overtakes the G7 with 35% of global GDP. The BRICS nations. Non-dollar settlements with BRICS skyrocket. Russia now settles 85% of all trades in national currencies. BRICS members are immune to U.S. sanctions. U.S. dollar dominance is ending. Soon, no more money printing for the U.S. without hyperinflation. And I think he's pretty spot on here. The BRICS nations comprise of most of the world, China, Russia, India, etc., and they are cutting the dollars out of their lives. Not a good situation, although there is still quite a large reliance on the dollar, and people will go there when shit hits the fan, if shit hits the fan, as we watch shit hit the fan, as we do here. But it's still not a good situation for the U.S. dollar. That's for sure. Here we have this post by Insider Paper. The U.S. is reactivating oil sanctions against Venezuela in this further trade war here. That's according to the State Department. Onward. Russia has surged past Saudi Arabia to become China's #1 oil supplier for the first time since 2018. So just more trade war stuff. It says here, according to FT, Russia's economy will expand much more rapidly this year than previously expected, according to the IMF. I don't think that's the case for us, is it? I don't know. I don't think so. And then kind of the headlines around there are like, mortgage rates are crashing. Mortgage rates are crashing. Really? Are mortgage rates crashing? Let's look at the 30-year mortgage rate real quick. Just check in on how that's doing. I don't know about that. 6.96% around there. It looks pretty high. I mean, yeah, it went from 8 to 7%. Still, we're in a horrible position, aren't we? Oh, what a crash. What a crash. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, per Bloomberg, has come out and said that a Trump win in the U.S. would pose a threat to European stocks. An interesting take. Yeah, because they're doing so great with Biden, aren't they? The globe is suffering. I think overall humanity would be better off with Trump there. Do you guys want a brain chip? This is really, I titled the show "Who Wants a Brain Chip?" because, well, somebody has a brain chip now from Neuralink. Elon Musk tweeted yesterday, the first Neuralink product is called telepathy. It enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking. Initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than the speed typist or auctioneer. This is the goal. So they've implanted a chip into a human subject for the first time. This kind of thing has probably been done before in more rudimentary ways. I don't know, but we have it public here. Multi-hyphenate billionaire Elon Musk claims his startup Neuralink has successfully implanted a wireless brain chip into a human subject for the first time. The patient is recovering well, Musk tweeted. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection. The startup goal, the CEO wrote, is to allow somebody to control a phone or computer. He calls it telepathy. So we'll see, man. I do not. Do you guys think it's a good thing we're getting brain chips and that's the way of the future? And Elon Musk says we'll eventually just be able to communicate with our minds, essentially, simply by thinking. It's going to advance to crazy paths. But the initial medical use of this, which was going to be, repairing people's ability to move their artificial limbs, and repairing eyesight, even if somebody's born blind. All these things are pretty great, right? I mean, if you were blind, you'd benefit from that if you got it, right? So it's pretty remarkable in that sense. But there's a lot of questions and a lot of potential risks. One person on X was talking about, what if there's a solar flare? How will that affect somebody's brain chip? Or what if we all had brain chips and then there was a solar flare, right? I mean, are we going to survive that? Would that be okay? Is it going to be painful? What's going on? Because solar flares interfere with electronics. How could, if you put something in your brain, a chip, can it be hacked? Are people's brain chips going to begin being hacked? Ooh, that would be excruciating, right? I imagine it potentially could be. Anyway, I mean, this is the direction we're going. It doesn't seem there's any stopping it, regardless of what people think. Some people love it. Some people hate it. I personally could go without it, but what can I do, man? We're doing it. Brain chips, everybody. Get your brain chips. Get your brain chips. Good morning, Quiet Toad. How are you doing? Good to see you. So it's an interesting prospect, this brain chip. Neuralink. We'll see. As always, more and more airline stories. United Airlines flight diverted because the Boeing jet had a cracked windshield. This is every day we get these airlines stories and Boeing problems. Seriously, there's something every single day. I don't know what the deal is with flooding the system, flooding the information with a lot of Boeing problems. It's odd, and it's really not stopping. There was a report I saw yesterday coming from an insider at Boeing saying that they prioritize, their priorities aren't straight, and that they don't prioritize quality over just being on time and getting stuff out. And I mean, none of this is new. Planes always have issues. We know how companies like Boeing operate. That's not really new, but it's really in the headlines, and it makes me think why, right? That's all I'm saying. Microsoft is expected to do good tonight, by the way, per Reuters. We'll see for earnings. We've got UPS in the news. They're cutting 12,000 jobs after the CEO called the previous year disappointing. They've gone through their things. They're just joining every other company, laying people off. UPS stock is currently down 6%. Oh my gosh, let's look again. Where are they at? This was reported 3 hours ago. So let's just look up UPS right now and see where they're at. They're down 8% now. UPS is down 8%. The company has stated that they are looking to cut $1 billion of annual costs. Over the last 3 months, layoffs have quickly spread from tech companies to just about every industry. Shipping is now the latest industry to feel the pain. Yeah. So if you already have trouble getting packages with you, bear with me here. I should be back a second. What's going on here? Sorry for that interruption. Quiet Toad does not want a brain chip. Quiet Toad, why not? Why don't you want the brain chip? Don't you know how wonderful it's going to be for everybody else who gets the brain chips? Thank you, Ben. Good morning. Good morning at 1-1. How y'all doing today? What's happening? Yeah, so things turned on a dime here. This really is a bummer for all these people getting laid off from all these companies. I mean, this has been a rough few years, and it's only gotten worse. 6 months ago, UPS was paying a driver $170,000, and now they're cutting over 12,000 jobs. Probably has something to do with that pay rate. I don't know. Maybe. But I guess that's controversial, though, isn't it? I mean, UPS drivers deserve to make a good living. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know. We've got this. Let's talk about some like brainwashing and crazy society. TikTok said it spent $1.5 billion building an operation intended to convince U.S. lawmakers that the popular video sharing app is safe, per the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, they spent $1.5 billion. What did they do? Bribe? Are these bribes and such? I mean, what is this? $1.5 billion to prove that it's safe? That really raises some alarm bells in my head. I think TikTok is used to manipulate people's minds, honestly. And it's used to manipulate people's actions. I don't trust TikTok. No way, no how. I don't even use it. I won't. It's bad. I mean, X.com is bad enough to where you get these algorithms going. All of them, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all these algorithmic driven media sites seem to be pretty terrible. And they could be utilized maliciously. Whether they are or they aren't, they certainly can. We've seen it over and over again. This person is kind of going out there. This Thomas Reed, he says, if you're planning to head to the border, I beg you to reconsider. And he's kind of talking about what a lot of people are kind of thinking, is that they want another January 6th. And they're going to take advantage of the situation. So just be very cautious. Obviously I can't stop people from doing what they want to do. I don't even want to say that people shouldn't do that or that they should. I'm just kind of sitting back and watching this. I think about, the things going on in the world, and then I think about the things going on in my personal life. And it's like, you can only focus on one thing at a time. Let's face it. So for me, it's more important to focus on the things that are immediately affecting my life, like the day-to-day stuff. And maybe it's a bad choice, I don't know, but to worry about the whole global scheme of things, not just the border, but everything, to worry about it. And it seems kind of like, unless everybody gets on the same page, one person isn't going to necessarily make a huge difference. And I know that's kind of a depressing thought, but it's pretty true. So one of the best things in my mind to do is to just spread awareness until enough people are on the same page. And we're getting there. I mean, I think a lot of people are on the same page. I just think that there's big problems with our infrastructure, with corruption in media and with news that is kind of preventing things from being fixed. But that's sort of my thoughts on this whole grand scheme of things. We need to focus on the things we could change immediately rather than sweating the things that we can't. But yeah, I think there's a potential for this border situation to really escalate. I think that it could play into Biden's hands very well if they, get some FBI agents in there and start causing chaos. Or as this Thomas Reed on Twitter said, that all it takes is one person who's a little trigger happy on either side, and it's going to escalate very quickly, and actions will be taken. I mean, we'll see how this all unfolds. We definitely need to have the border secured. There's no doubt about that, but it's just something to be aware of. Be aware of. We've got Paris being encircled by protesters, and there's been a month of protests in Europe, from Germany and France and everywhere else. French farmers have been blocking traffic across the country, and now they are closing in on the capital. Adam Parsons is there. He's from Sky News Europe. Tractors, flares, vehicles, people coming out in support. Most people, I would say, support this. It's a scary prospect, though. The city's blocked off. That means they're not going to be able to receive deliveries and such, which is scary. Hopefully they get what they want. Hey, Captain Snarge, good morning. We just talked a little bit about finance so far and Neuralink and brain chips and whatnot. So they put a brain chip in a human, just so you know. Neuralink, Elon Musk. So yeah, Macron is under pressure as this Paris blockade intensifies. This could also blow up. I mean, Jim Ferguson writes that Macron has deployed armored vehicles to stop the farmers from blocking roads. The police officers are reported to be sympathetic to the farmers and understand how disloyal Macron is to the French people. Nevertheless, the situation is increasing in intensity. This is just quite a tense situation starting to develop. I mean, hopefully we don't see anything negative come out. Here's the video. Vehicles, tractors. Pretty wild. I will say that is something else. Onward. All right, I'm kind of going to skip around here a little bit. General Flynn posted something interesting. This is something to be aware of also. Part of this type of war we have today. Rasmussen reports a poll, and General Michael Flynn responded. But the poll is, according to Rasmussen, the polling is clear, they say. 41% say cheating impacted the 2022 midterms. 44% say officials ignored evidence of widespread 2022 election fraud. 45% say cheating impacted the 2020 results. 55% say cheating will impact the 2024 results. Okay, so they put out this data. How concerned are you that the outcome of the 2024 presidential election will be affected by cheating? And most people are somewhat or very concerned. And funny thing is, every single person who responded to this poll of 1,051 likely voters were Democrats. Democrats. Isn't that something? Yeah, when you see polls and data and, oh, this says that and most people this and most people that, usually they're taking a small sample size of people. They'll go to a college, or they'll take even a group of Dems or a group of Republicans, and they'll make a biased sounding piece of data and they'll just shove it out there. Good headlines, because headlines are what people read. People read headlines. That's just fact. And that's how they manipulate what people talk about throughout the day and what people believe, and eventually people's actions and such. It's crazy, but always be careful with the polls and stuff. They are biased, but I think that's something Democrats and Republicans are kind of agreeing on. There's going to be fraud. There's no question about it. There always is, always will be, probably. I think actually that could probably be resolved, but it's always been that way. We'll see what happens. This is going to be a wild year. January is coming to an end. Today's the 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st. Oof. Already so far into the year. My goodness. Onward here. Let's see. This is just breaking and developing. Department of Justice is conducting a criminal probe into St. Louis Congresswoman Cori Bush. According to Jake Sherman of Punchbowl News, Representative Cori Bush is facing a criminal probe by the Department of Justice. Sherman reports that the DOJ has sent a subpoena to the House of Representatives Sergeant at Arms, requesting documents connected to the alleged misuse of federal security funds. So we'll see how that unfolds. Department of Justice, criminal probe. Oh, they're going to find it, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. We've got this developing this morning. To oust Mayorkas. Let's watch this statement here and then get on with it. Here we have Mark Green, chairman. Let's see.
Today is a grave day. We have not approached this day or this process lightly. Secretary Mayorkas' actions have forced our hand. We cannot allow this border crisis to continue. We cannot allow fentanyl to flood across our border, our criminals to waltz in undeterred. And we cannot allow a cabinet secretary with no regard for the separation of powers or the rule of law to remain in office. That is why today we present this committee with the articles of impeachment against Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
There we go. It's happening. Impeached. Well, we'll see. We've got Trump's lawyer coming out, and then Trump's lawyer says that the defense recently discovered a connection between the judge in E. Jean Carroll's case and what was it? And her hold on, let me see. And Carroll's lawyer. So Trump's lawyer says the defense recently discovered a connection between the judge in E. Jean Carroll's case and Carroll's lawyer, raising concerns, especially considering that one of Carroll's lead counsels had previously served as the judge's law clerk, and it was previously known that the judge co-officiated her wedding. So they're buddies. They're pals. That's not how you have a court case. So Trump is probably going to not have to pay this absurd, what was it, 83.3 million or something crazy, over 80 million, that's for sure. So he's appealing, and it seems like he has a very strong appeal here. So, wow. Trump has also responded to Massachusetts regarding them keeping him off the ballot. And he's gone ahead and said it's unconstitutional. He mentions the 14th Amendment and how these cases are being defeated across the country. very sad day that we can't just have a fair election, isn't it? They are so scared of that, of Donald Trump becoming president again. And it would all be over if they didn't steal the previous election. He'd be leaving. But no, that's not the case. Now they get another 4 years. And that's what Trump said as well. Let's see. Let me just do this real quick. We'll keep on keeping on here with some more stories. Onward. Ilhan Omar is facing calls to resign after she had a speech in support of Somalia, and also this was brought up. One of her first acts when she was elected to Congress was to petition a judge to give lenient, compassionate sentencing to 9 Americans who plotted to join ISIS. What? Asking for leniency. Yeah, this is insane. I mean, this is red flags galore. Hello. This is nuts. Reminds me, I start thinking of Obama and other things, and it's unbelievable. This is the state of things. There's so much corruption and madness in this world. It's unbelievable, really. Look at this. Oh, is this story gone? Okay. I guess that story's gone. I apologize. I don't know all of it off the top of my head. But let's move on and talk about the world news here. Well, first with the U.S. The U.S. says they don't want war with Iran, but they will act following the deadly drone attack. This is Kirby and Blinken. Biden came out and has said he's made the decision on how to respond to these deadly attacks on U.S. troops in Jordan. So we should see this developing quickly, tit for tat or something. I don't know what's going to happen. This is just a horrible situation, though. Of course, Biden came out and said, or I think it was Blinken or somebody. No, who said it? I forget. Somebody said that Biden's schedule doesn't have, I think it was Kirby. Joe Biden's schedule isn't including honoring the fallen service members. And everyone's like, really? Okay. Yeah, nobody's surprised. I mean, what do you expect from the guy? He's not doing anything. All right. Nothing's on his schedule, to be fair. Maybe he has to make an appearance here or there to keep up the looks, but he's not doing anything. He's not making choices. He's just a face. He's just a puppet. There's nothing there. So, I mean, my point is, if he was going to honor these soldiers, which is the moral thing to do, if he had a heart or any type of anything, right? Even if he did, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. Let's just move on. Funding cut off for UN agency aiding Gaza as Israel publishes intelligence dossier alleging October 7th links. What? Zero Hedge published this article. They said that the main United Nations agency in Gaza has had its funding gutted, given that countries responsible for the bulk of funds have them cut off, especially the US and UK, following Israel's allegations that at least a dozen of the UN's agency's employees were involved in the Hamas attack on Israel on October 7th. Excuse me? It goes on. It says, the organization, which goes by the former name of the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestine Refugees in Near East, has already reportedly fired several employees amid the allegations. And the controversy has resulted in the United States leading the way in pausing all donations. The UNRWA has long faced these accusations, and all the way back in 2018, the Trump administration cut U.S. funding, but it was restored under the Biden administration in 2021. This is interesting, and I don't know if you remember this tweet from President Trump. but he said in 2012, January 17th, 2012, at 3:53 p.m., I believe Eastern time, Donald J. Trump said Barack Obama will attack Iran in order to get reelected. He also said, now that Obama's poll numbers are in a tailspin, watch for him to launch a strike in Libya or Iran. He's desperate. He also tweeted, I predict that President Obama will at some point attack Iran in order to save face. He also said this, remember what I previously said, Obama will someday attack Iran in order to show how tough he is. Trump on Iran. I think we saw war ramping up with Hillary, too, when she thought she was going to win the 2016 election. And she was talking about building an Iron Dome in Ukraine to protect against Russia. And Russia said, if you do that, then that's war. And Trump won. And that all got thwarted. I believe that Trump has possibly staved off this massive war that we're seeing kick off after he got elected. I think that we would have been further deeper into this already if it weren't for him. That's just my opinion. He seems to know a lot about what's going on, and he has for years. So I think he saw it coming and wanted to prevent it, and he did. I think that's just my personal opinion. Do you guys think that's the case here? Hey, thank you, Lisa, for the donation. Appreciate it. Good morning to you. By the way, Lisa, I have been working my butt off, staying active. I know Lisa's like my cheerleader. We're trying to stay in shape here, making sure we move our bodies every single day and stay busy. Boy, am I sore. We're trying to keep up with like 100 reps of various things, or just sit-ups or whatever. It's an intense challenge, but man, am I tired. I'm just exhausted, and I've got a lot of manual labor ahead of me, and I'm probably going to fit in another workout too, Lisa. So thank you. I hope you're doing good. I appreciate your support. All right. News here. Zelensky's preparing to replace his top general. This is a huge development in the Ukraine military. Since this invasion began, this is probably one of the major events. So we'll see how this shakes up in Ukraine with this replacement of the general. Of course, they replaced everybody, right? Didn't they already go do that a couple years ago? Blue Canaries did some interesting research that I was looking at last night. And man, do things unfold quickly. There's hardly enough time to keep up with all this. That's why we come together and do these shows. But Blue Canary says that Rukban is the location where the drone attack occurred, in which 3 American soldiers were killed. And it goes on to say Rukban is known as no man's land, but yet we put our troops there to protect a foreign country from people crossing the border. I can't imagine why. And some information on Rukban. According to DuckDuckGo, Rukban is an arid, remote area in the northeast Jordan, adjacent to the Jordan-Syria border and close to the tri-point with Iraq. The area became, in 2014, one of the crossing points for Syrian refugees fleeing the Syrian civil war. While Jordan welcomed hundreds of thousands of refugees from Syria, the country specifically blocked the refugees at Rukban from entering, citing security concerns regarding the presence of hidden ISIS sleeper cells. This led to thousands of refugees piling up on the Syrian side of the border, creating the Rukban refugee camp. In 2016, a car passing from the refugee camp in Syria managed to reach a Jordanian army outpost, exploding and killing 6 and injuring 14 Jordanian soldiers. Jordan therefore declared its eastern and northern border closed military zones. The camp in Syria witnessed further incidents, including 2 car bomb attacks, and that killed tens of refugees in 2016 and 2017. Associated Press says the base began as a Jordanian outpost watching the border. then saw an increased U.S. presence there after American forces entered Syria in late 2015. The small installation includes U.S. engineering, aviation, logistics, and security troops with about 350 U.S. Army and Air Force personnel deployed there. The base's locations offer a site for American forces to infiltrate and quietly leave Syria. A small American garrison at Al-Tanf in Syria is just 20 kilometers north of Tower 22. That base is along a Syrian highway leading into Iraq and ultimately Mosul. Once a prominent base of the Islamic State group, it has a potential weapons shipment route over the road for Iran. It is also a potential weapons shipment route over the road for Iran. Hello. This is just like red flags, folks. It's been the case forever. Just funding all sides of the war. I don't know, okay? I could totally be misinterpreting this, but holy smokes. Shout out to Blue Canaries. Follow them on X. They're putting out good stuff all the time. Very interesting, to say the least. Onward here. Let's see. We had another interesting event happening in the skies, and we have video of this, and we've seen this happen over the past few years. I think the last time was like 2019, 2020 timeframe. It might have been like 2018 or 2017. I don't remember, but things are falling from the sky, literally. So this was recorded on January 28th on a full moon. Impressive footage of space debris. So that's the story. It's just space debris re-entering over Puerto Bermejo de Chago in Argentina. Look at this. We've seen videos like this before, and it looks like just fire in the sky with a huge tail, multiple pieces of debris burning up very brightly. Just really, what is going on? Could it be a satellite that's been shot down and re-entering the atmosphere? I think that's a possibility. Who knows what is going on, but we've seen these types of things happen, and it's always just chalked up to be, it's just a little space debris coming back in, no big deal. But I mean, I don't believe anything these days. It's very odd. Look at that. I saw this actually happening. I remember it happened, and it was recorded over the Pacific Northwest, a similar thing. Let's just look up space debris and see if I could find that other video from years ago. Yeah, here we are. Here it is. Look at this. Remember this video? Yeah, what is that? Just space debris, man. Started as a single point of light and split up quickly. Space debris, meteor, that was recorded from Vancouver, Washington. I think there's other videos out there as well. But it's wild. I mean, since when do we have space debris like this flying into our atmosphere besides the last few years? Does anybody remember? Or I guess more than a few years, almost at this point. I suppose that was March 25th, 2021 when that was posted. I'm not sure exactly when it was recorded, though. I don't remember, but that's 2021. I guess so, yeah. In the last few years, before the last few years, when have we seen things just falling out of the sky? Honestly, like this. Where did this last one hit? I have no idea. No idea. Onward. The supply chain has just been absolutely, ravaged. We have another farm that has burned. Massive fire engulfs Texas chicken farm. We've got a clip. Oops. Oh gosh, let me see. Stop. I need to share my audio, otherwise this will be a massive failure. Let's see here. Chicken farm, Bryan, Texas. Horrible. A huge blaze has erupted at Feather Crest Farms in Bryan, Texas. Video footage shows massive flames engulfing at least one building, sending plumes of smoke into the sky. According to local reports, the cause of the fire is unknown. It's just our supply chain slowly being destroyed. I've talked to people who own farms or distribution centers and things, well, particularly a farm. And quite a good farm too, by the way, not your average, terrible, poor quality farm, very good quality. And it burned to the ground out of nowhere. They luckily, I think, were able to recover from that. That was years ago, but we've been seeing this over and over and over again. These mysterious fires, hundreds of them. So just be aware, folks. Definitely prepare for the worst and hope for the best. I mean, have some extra food, diversify your income, and strategize your finances to not get. There could do every day to. I've lost connection. Great. Am I back? My God. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, just make sure you prepare and do everything you can to not be a victim of this nation in decline. And hopefully things pick back up. I don't know how long this decline is going to last, but maybe Trump will come in and straighten things out here. Wouldn't that be great? Of course, they're going to fight tooth and nail, but we're going to stop here. I need to get going. If anything breaks throughout the day, I'll do a show tonight, but we'll post any of that on x.com. And just so you know, I'm going to be planning as of now of starting to go live at 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern time from here on out. And we'll see how that works for me. And hope to see y'all there. Let me see here. Captain Snarge says look this up. 1972 Great Daylight Fireball. Okay, I'll do that real quick before I go. The Great Daylight Fireball was an Earth-grazing fireball that passed within 57 kilometers of Earth's surface on August 10th, 1972. It entered Earth's atmosphere at a speed of 9.3 miles per second in daylight over Utah, United States, and passed northwards, leaving the atmosphere over Alberta, Canada. It was seen by many people and recorded on film and by spaceborne sensors. Oh, it was recorded. I want to see the recording. This must be it. The Great Daylight 1972 Fireball. Let's check it out. I'll share this with you. Excuse me. Wow. Good call. I did not know about this. We'll check this out. I don't see anything yet. Let's see. There it is. You could barely see right here this very poor quality white blob. I'm just gonna that was it. That's the video. Huh. Interesting. Fascinating, huh? Wow. All right, folks. Well, that's it, and that's that. I got to get on with it. I know y'all got things to do as well. I'll keep you posted. At least I'll be live tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time, and I will post on x.com. Make sure you follow me there and elsewhere. I'm on Rumble, D Live, YouTube, Facebook. And by the way, if you like chess or you just want to hang out with me and tune in from time to time, or go just subscribe to support me, I'm over on Twitch as well. So go to my website in the description. On Twitch, all I do is I stream chess. So on the weekends, I play some chess, and that's just my recreational bullshit time. And it's beginner chess. It's me just having fun. So you can join me on Twitch. So please go subscribe there. I really appreciate that. If you want to challenge me to any games and play, you can as well on chess.com. But that's just something I'm trying to, just something fun on the weekends. And it really is fun. So everybody have a great day. Take care. God bless and God speed. Take care.
We do a little trolling. It's called We Do a Little Trolling.
'24 may be the year of a black swan event.
The 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.